The Rakata throughout the galaxy are known as the Builders. Ironically, we have known nothing but destruction. It has been a year since the Rakata and Infinite Empire first attacked the Tython system. They took Fury's Gate, the giants over in Mar, and we were able to contain them on Tython. In the end, they placed their central base at Skagora. They attacked and enslaved the entire population. The Jedi realized that Dagon's vision were real. They brought him back, and with the help of Sascha, the Jedi balanced the scales with their enemy by creating Force Savers, blades of light channeled by the dark side of the Force. The Force Hound weapon was now our best ally. Master Rajivari and Dagon Log were the ones to lead the Jedis. Then there are the Seers, Jedi who perceive the Force in dreams and visions and interpret the images in order to divine where the enemy will strike next. Since Sascha has been with the Jedi, he has learned of the light side of the Force. However, in this war, it will not help him. The Rakata use a lower caste of their species as soldiers. Flesh Riders are extremely primitive and violent semi-sentient beings. Skagora was able to sense a connection to Sascha from the start. Now, she is a shining beacon that keeps Sascha in balance. Both fight with great complicity. He protects her, and she protects him. Running to where Sascha is, Dagon Log escapes from the enemy. The two Jedi know exactly what to do and call in air support so they can shoot down and destroy the Rakata machines. They communicate with Hokrayo, and regardless that they and Jedi troops were in the area, they order him to shoot at the position where the Jedi were. Master Rajivari is in the Ryo fortress, leading the troops. Volnos Ryo tells him of his concern about how difficult the battle is being, and they both know that if Ryo fortress falls, Skagora will fall too. Dagon Log communicates with Master Rajivari and asks for reinforcements at his position. Rajivari commands Master Maddock, Master Tev and Master Guanzhang and his units. The battle is cruel and horrifying. Flesh Riders don't know surrender, they only know how to kill. With opponents on all sides they fight on. Dagon Log was born for this battle. This war is his destiny. He will have victory whatever the sacrifice. There are some who will ask if the sacrifice was in vain. They will ask if Skagora was worth dying for. But if the Infinite Empire was held at bay for a little while longer, then the sacrifice of lives for this great cause is justified. Praetor Skalnas and his Praetor ordered the withdrawal of troops to Skagora and leave the Flesh Raiders in Skagora. Dagon is the only one excited about the battle and the war. He asked to celebrate the victory. He has always loved conflicts and that is why he is good at it. Glory is what fills him with life, but everyone else has been pushed to a limit by the war. Using the Force Saber to defend and attack has kept them off balance. Sascha tells Shay that he thinks he knows trails from somewhere, but he doesn't know where, and Shay tells him that this is impossible since she was the one who rescued Sagnas. At the Rakata base on Skagora, Skalnas' Praetor is angry because she finds it ridiculous to continue fighting for the Tython system and blames Praetor Skalnas for the defeats on the battlefield. She wonders how the Jedi can anticipate their attacks and blames Skalnas as a traitor. Praetor Skalnas very calmly says that he will never be a traitor to the Infinite Empire and tells him the reason why they continue to fight for Tython. The Rakata are losing their connection to the Force. They have spent so many years conquering and commanding slaves that they have become lax in training with the Force. The legends of the Rakata speak of a world so rich in the Force that it will renew them when the Force fails, and in the same world is the legendary Infinity Gate of the Qua, and when the Rakata find the Qua technology, they will be the true masters of the galaxy. Praetor Skalnas hates being underestimated, and hates being called a traitor even more. You can't escape who you really are. Sascha continues to have long-standing nightmares of being enslaved by the Rakata again and betraying the Jedi. Shay reassures him that the balance within him is strong. Furthermore, she's aware that when living in war, the risk of dying is imminent and all they have is now. Shay tells Sascha that she loves him. Sascha doesn't know what to say because he doesn't understand the concept of love. The only thing he knows is that when he is with her, something inside him happens and she calms him down from his anger. He opens up to her, and in her way, he tells her that Zesh is not his real name. That identity and her tattoos are given by the Rakatan masters. He knows that he wasn't born a slave, and the only thing he remembers of his native language is a word that expresses the center of his being, a concept that Rakata have no word for. His real name is Tau. It means soul. She thanks him for the gift and the show of love, and she will never forget that name. At Raya Fortress, the Jedi intervened a transmission from Volnus and the Rakata, where they agreed to a truce. The Rakata will only conquer Tython and leave the planet Skagora alone. The Jedi know it's a trap. Tasha tells Master Rajivari that she had a vision. She saw a strong fortress high on a stone cliff, invincible. An angry sea of blood crashes wave after wave against it. The stone cracks and the fortress tumbles into a ravenous sea and is consumed. Master Rajivari exposes his concerns. If the Skagorans fall into the trap of the false peace pact, they will leave the Jedi alone against the Rakata and they will lose. Zesh raises their spirits by telling them that Rakata have never fought an enemy for so long. He proposes to attack Skalnas directly since the Rakata ideology is based on power and violence. Once the boss is dead, all the subpredators will attack each other to have absolute control. That will force them to retreat out of the system to find a predator. Daken and Rajivari agree to the plan but don't know how to find Skalnas. Zesh was trained for that. He's a force hound who can find the exact location. He allows himself to fall into the darkness. Zesh finds the fortress in the Valley of Crow. At the Rakata stronghold, Skalnas receives information from Trill, hoping that now it will be of use, as he is beginning to think that Trill is betraying him so many times that the Jedi have known her plans. Trill requests to act immediately against the Jedi and Predator Skalnas denies it, says that he is going to let the Jedi attack Skagora and come to him. That will begin the end of the Jedi. The attack of Skagora begins. The world is still just as beautiful before the invaders arrived. Even nature has accommodated the uninvited guest. Connected with the Force, Tasha and other seers sense something. A trap. Zesh sinks into the very darkness that is attacking him. He fights not only for his life, but for the planet that he accepted. He fights for his friends, for Shay. Trill sneaks away from the war, and behind her, Zesh waits in the form of shadow. She shoots. Zesh asks what she shot at if she has no connection to the Force. Trill makes an excuse to avoid being found out and she asks him for protection. Trill and Zesh enter an underground complex, discovering a horrifying scene. The Rakata are using captured Jedis as slaves to feed on the Force from her and use it for the Rakatan hyperdrives, a type of hyperspace drive used in Rakatan ships powered by Force energy, and therefore is only able to go worlds where they are being strong with the Force. Once a verdant forest planet, Skagora has fallen victim to the Infinite Empire. The battle is cruel and bloody, and there is no advantage to anyone. Only that the Jedi count on the Seers to use the Force for a glimpse into the future. The Jedi open up to the dark side in its entirety. Something that was unthinkable in the past is now a reality, and not for fun, but for survival. Skagora tells her master Wang Zhang that she fears for Zesh since she perceives darkness around him. Wang Zhang doesn't like that her student has developed an emotional bond with the Force Hound and asks her to be smart. Too many Jedi and friends have fallen in the battle. In the air, Skagora is attacked by two Force Hounds, and she can sense Zesh being surrounded by a terrible darkness. She knows that they must win at all cost, and if it's necessary, kill Skalnas herself. Acceding to Skalnas' request, the Force Hound Zesh tracks down the world that Trill was unable to locate. He finds it. He sees a world filled with the Force, and from the chaos in his mind emerges one word: Jedi. Zesh informs that the world is called Tython, but it wouldn't be easy to conquer since it's guarded and cared for by guardians who call themselves Jedi, very skilled in the Force. Predator plans that before arriving with the entire fleet to conquer the system, he needs to know the weakness of the Jedi, infiltrating a spy under his order, Zesh. Predator Skalna's plan is to use Zesh as a spy by blocking his memories so that even Predator Tulkar or the Jedi cannot perceive that offense. Entering the Tython system, Predator Tulkar orders Zesh to use his Force shadow to explore the planet, but for some reason, some of the Jedi were able to sense his shadow, something that had never happened before. Predator Skalna's block with Zesh was never expected by Predator Tulkar. Skalnas never had in mind sharing the planet Tython with him, and ironically, the instrument of his death was his own Force Hound, Zesh. Skalnas shows Zesh everything he did. He never stopped being a slave to the Rakata. Zesh tells him that he belongs to the Jedi. They taught him all about the balance of the Force and they accepted him as a friend. Skalnas tells him that he will always be his slave and a Force Hound. He was born and will die belonging to Rakata. That is his destiny. Skalnas tells him that the Jedi will never accept him if they found out what he did. Zesh, knowing the order, he knows it's true. Zesh accepts there is no balance in the Force, only darkness. Predator Skalnas asks him for everything he knows about the Jedi, everything he could learn from them. He wants to know the weakness of the Order. In the torture chamber, they have Dagan captured and Zesh tells the Rakata that the Jedi have years to see the future and that is why Skalna's plans always end badly. He further told the Rakata that Dagan was the one who had a vision about the army that was going to come to conquer the Tython system when he descended into the chasm under Anil Kesh. Predator Skalnas demands that Dagan Locke tell him what he actually saw in the chasm, and with the help of Zesh and a mind twist like Dagan does, he gets the information out of the Jedi. What Dagan Locke saw in the chasm was the quasi-infinity gate, the technology the Rakata have sought is on Tython. Predator Skalnas, with the help of the two Force Hounds, locates through the Force the seers that Zesh told him about. Tash and the seers walk together mind to mind to predict the future and come across a mental wall, a trap. It's Zesh. Skalnas and Zesh blinded all the seers. Tasha could see one last vision, Anil Kesh. The Rakata will invade the temple. Master Rajivari hears Tasha's warning and orders all units to retreat, and the meeting place will be Anil Kesh. The war is heading to Tython. The Rakata, with the help of Zesh, will make a flash fight towards Tython. Seknos trapped in the energy capsules and Dagan in the torture chamber, they perceive that Zesh returned to help the Rakata and swear to kill him. The Jedi withdrew from Skagora and traveled to Tython to defend the temple of Anil Kesh. Everyone ready, even Skagora is ready to kill Zesh. Tasha, despite being blind, carries Master Anang's Holocron with her so he can help. Hiding on the moon Ashla, the army of the Settled World surprised the Rakata on their journey to Tython. The Rakata sent their ground attack to the planet. Tython's air defense, led by Hawkeye and Rhodey Fenn, protect the planet from the Rakata invasion. Despite a fierce battle in the air, the Tythons were unable to hold off the Rakata for long, and Master Ketu ordered Master Madok and Rajivari to prepare the ground defense as the Flesh Raiders were descending on the planet. Skalnas goes to his ship to get into the chasm. He takes Dagan Locke prisoner, the only one who has managed to survive at the bottom of the chasm, and the Jedi begs Zesh to release him so that the two of them can kill Skalnas. But apparently, Zesh ignores him and follows the orders of his new master. The sky of Tython fills with Rakatan ships from which rain Flesh Riders ready to devour Jedis. The war moved to the peaceful environment of Tython and the planet reacted to their large amount of darkness with Force storms. Master Kuang Zhang released all his experiments from the Temple of Science and the Jedi defended their planet like never before. The Jedi had known war, but nothing like this. There is no balance, there is only a dark side. In the air, Shay can perceive a more intense spark in the darkness. It's Zesh. With the help of Dagan Locke, Skalnas and Zesh were able to reach the entrance of the chasm by secret paths. Zesh informs the Rakata that there is a defense that the Jedi call the Chaos Wall. It's where the Jedi that have come down go totally crazy. Nothing can get past that barrier. Dagan Locke laughs and says that not only people, but droids came past that wall either. Nothing has made it down to the bottom of the chasm. Skalnas explains to Dagan that what lies below Anil Kesh is a technology made by the Qua, the Infinity Gate. It's the Prime Gate, a portal that allows you to reach all worlds without the need for other gates. It can take you anywhere in the galaxy. In the Rakata legends, preach how to get past that barrier. Skalnas asks Zesh to plant the sigil carved into Thoyer in his mind. That is the key to pass in the 2 descent, leaving Dagan alone with the Flesh Riders. Inside the slave cells, all the captured Jedi along with Segnus help each other to escape from the place, killing all Rakata who oppose them. Inside Anil Kesh, Tash and Master Tears open the Holocron of Master Anang. The Jedi inform him that the Rakata have arrived on the planet Tython, and Anang, upon hearing that, says that the purpose of the Holocron is at last complement. It's time for Tython to awaken. Dagan Locke manages to kill the Flesh Riders and use his Force Sabers to escape, but a larger number of those monsters attack him, and he is saved by Segnus. Shay also arrives after battle. Dagan tells them everything he heard from Skalnas about the gates and tells them that the two of them went down to the bottom of the chasm. Dagan explains the way to get past the barrier and uses the same key that the Rakata revealed to him, the sigil. Mounted on Botch, Shay with Dagan ride to the bottom of the chasm. The energy storm swirls around and in Zesh. It wants to pull him into madness and devour him. Skalnas orders Zesh to focus on the sigil. The two descend and before them appears the Infinity Gate, the Prime One, that can lead everywhere. With this tool, the Rakata will be able to renew themselves and rule everyone. Segnus meets Master Quan Zhang and tells him what happened to Dagan and Shay jumping into the chasm. Before going past the barrier, Dagan asks Shay to focus on the sigil he put into her mind. Shay gets angry and tells him never to do that, and Dagan uses her anger to channel into the Force. He uses Zesh as excuses to continue filtering that anger that she carries inside. On the battlefield, Segnus meets Trill and they fight. The Sith is angry for her betrayal and for imprisoning him in the power cells. Segnus' fury is so great that Master Quan Zhang tries to bring him back to balance. Inside the chasm, at the entrance of the Infinity Gate, Dagan Locke attacks Skalnas and Jay attacks Zesh. Dagan tells Skalnas that he already has experience killing arrogant warlords. As they fight, Zesh tells Shay that she should never have come, and Shay tells him that she can sense the internal conflict he has. Zesh tells that he will always be a Force Hound. All possibilities are a false hope. Predor Skalnas restores his memories. Shay tells him that they both share a connection, and she knows that he is not Zesh, he is Tau. She tells that he must choose his path. He is more than a Force Hound. Dagan tries to enter Skalnas' mind with Mind Twist, being the vein of the Jedi. He can see all the victims the Rakata have killed, even the one he has eaten. Dagan begs to be released from it, and Skalnas complies with his request. Predor Skalnas is finally in front of the Infinity Gate. In the lowest level of Anil Kesh, Tasha takes Master Anang's Holocron to the place he requested. The Qua explains that the Rakata's arrival in Tython triggered the Holocron and therefore it's time to awaken the Thoyer, and for that, a Jedi seer is needed. A grief-stricken Tasha tells the Master that she has been blinded, but the Qua tells her that the Force still flows within her, so she can still meet the Force and awaken the Thoyer, but at a price: her mortal shell. Tasha accepts. Shay asks Tau to reconsider everything. She knows that she can stop Skalnas, but what she can do is forgive Tau, because that means love. At that moment, Skalnas attacks Shay from behind, and Tau becomes enraged, attacking the Rakata. Tasha jumps, and the Thoyer wakes up. A defense mechanism begins to kick in. Master Tears tells Rajivari to evacuate Anil Kesh, as the Jedi have a weapon against the Rakata, the Thoyer. Tau and Skalnas fight on the edge of the Infinity Gate, when the Thoyer shot hits the entrance to the gate, destroying it. Skalnas rages against Tau, and he slays the Rakata, making it clear to him that he is not a slave, nor a Force Hound, nor Zesh. He is Tau. Shay, Tau, and Dagan escape from the surface in a hurry. Master Ketu, Master Rajvari, and Dagan realize that they have won the war, and Ketu knows that it's time to put the Forsavers aside and return to the violence. Dagan doubts it. He knows that Flesh Riders have escaped all over Tython, and he will not rest until he finds them. Furthermore, he mentions that this war has changed the Jedi completely. It's a wound that will remain open. Master Ketu warns him that he can return to Vogan if he falls back to the dark side, and Dagan tells them that this is no place for a hero. At the entrance to the Silent Desert, Shay and Tau find themselves starting their new life, a life in which they are both together and free.